Did you know that there is a city where giraffes can be seen walking alongside skyscrapers? Or a lake so pink that it seems straight out of a fairy tale? Kenya is a country where the extraordinary is part of everyday life, a place that defies expectations and transforms simplicity into enchantment. What makes this corner of Africa so special? How does it balance ancient traditions with the demands of a modern world? That's what you'll see from now on in the World No Filter. Do you want to be part of a journey full of discoveries, fun and content that will surprise you? Subscribe to our channel by clicking here and don't miss any more videos. Often called the safari capital of the world, Kenya is much more than just vast savannas and exotic fauna. It is a mosaic of human lives, ancient beliefs and breathtaking natural beauty. Imagine herds of zebras crossing golden plains at dawn, or listening to the rhythmic beat of samburu drums as the sun dips below the horizon. In Kenya, tradition and innovation coexist in a setting that seems choreographed by nature itself. This country, located in East Africa, embraces captivating contrasts in every aspect. From the scorching deserts of the north to the cool mountains of the center, each region offers a unique panorama. Its coastline along the Indian Ocean, with white sand beaches like those of Diani, adds to the mystery and beauty of a country where the blue of the ocean meets the cultural richness of the African continent. But beyond the landscapes, it is the history of its people that stands out. People like the Maasai, with their unique rituals and vibrant costumes, and the coastal communities with their traditions influenced by Arabs and Indians, symbolize the diversity of Kenya's identities. You may be wondering, how does this incredible land rise to the challenges of today's world? The combination of natural and cultural richness often contrasts with issues like inequality and climate change. Yet the resilience of Kenyans shines through. Amidst the challenges, creative solutions emerge, such as sustainable villages on papyrus platforms in Lake Victoria or innovative conservation projects that protect both the environment and local communities. We've put together a journey to reveal what makes Kenya such an extraordinary destination. It's a land where human stories are as vibrant as its landscapes, and where every moment is an opportunity for discovery. Are you ready to explore Kenya and all its mysteries? Join us as we unravel the wonders of one of the most breathtaking places on the planet. Kenya's geographical diversity is one of the most striking features of this country, located in the heart of East Africa. Each region offers a unique perspective, creating a mosaic of landscapes that surprises even the most experienced traveler. From the golden plains of the Masai Mara to the cool highlands that are home to the vibrant capital, Nairobi, Kenya is a place of remarkable contrasts. To the south, the vast savannas of the Masai Mara are the setting for one of the world's most impressive natural spectacles, the annual wildebeest migration. Millions of these animals cross crocodile-infested rivers and plains under the watchful eye of predators such as lions and cheetahs. This cycle, essential to the local ecosystem, also fuels tourism, which is a vital source of income for the country. Moving towards the center, we find the Kenyan highlands, where milder temperatures and fertile soils make the region the country's agricultural heartland. High-quality coffee and tea are grown here, contributing not only to the national economy but also to Kenya's cultural identity. Majestic mountains such as Mount Kenya, the second highest in Africa, provide stunning scenery and attract climbers from all over the world. In the north, semi-arid deserts contrast sharply with the rest of the country. The landscape is dominated by dry savannas and alkaline lakes such as Lake Turkana, known as the Jade Sea, due to the unique color of its waters. Although the region is more remote, its archaeological wealth makes it a treasure trove for researchers and adventurers. Important fossils that help tell the story of human evolution have been found in this region, connecting the prehistoric past with the dynamic present. Finally, to the east, we find Kenya's spectacular coastline along the Indian Ocean. Beaches such as Diani and Malindi are fringed by palm trees and bathed by warm, crystal-clear waters, offering a tropical retreat that contrasts with the savannas and deserts of the interior. The coast is also rich in history, marked by the influence of Arab and Indian traders who, for centuries, interacted with local communities, shaping a unique coastal culture. This geographical diversity is not only a testament to Kenya's natural beauty, but also a reflection of its ability to integrate different landscapes, ecosystems and ways of life. For every corner of this vibrant country, there is a new story waiting to be discovered, making Kenya a truly unforgettable destination. Nairobi is a unique metropolis that blends modern urbanity with an unusual proximity to wildlife. Nicknamed the City Under the Sun, it is not only the political and economic heart of Kenya, but also a gateway to incredible experiences. Here, skyscrapers rise against a backdrop of savannas, where national parks are home to lions, giraffes and rhinos for all to see. The Nairobi National Park, located just 7 kilometers from the city center, is one of the few places in the world where you can witness an urban landscape and wildlife coexisting so harmoniously. Visitors can explore the park's trails and spot zebras and gazelles grazing against the backdrop of the capital's tall buildings. The park is also a key player in the country's conservation efforts, protecting endangered species such as the black rhino. Life in Nairobi is about more than just connecting with nature. The city is a vibrant cultural and economic hub, home to museums, markets and restaurants that capture Kenya's rich diversity. The Maasai Market, for example, is a place where visitors can purchase traditional crafts such as jewelry, textiles and sculptures directly from local artisans. Another highlight of Nairobi is the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, an orphanage for rescued baby elephants. This facility not only attracts animal lovers, but also highlights the local commitment to preserving the region's unique wildlife. Here, visitors can learn about the challenges faced by elephants and the work that goes into rehabilitating and reintegrating them into the wild. Despite its modernity, Nairobi also has deep connections to Kenyan history and culture. The Nairobi National Museum offers a journey through time, with exhibits ranging from archaeological artifacts to displays on the country's biodiversity. And for those seeking authentic dining experiences, the city is home to a diverse culinary scene, with restaurants serving traditional dishes such as ugali and nyama choma, as well as high-quality international options. As a city of contrasts, Nairobi manages to combine its role as a global hub with its deeply rooted African identity. It encapsulates the possibilities of sustainable development, proving that a balance between urbanization and conservation is possible. This dynamic melting pot of culture and nature continues to attract thousands of visitors, ensuring that both Nairobi's present and future remain bright. Kenyan culture reflects a rich tapestry of traditions, languages and ways of life from over 40 different ethnic groups that make up the country. This diversity makes Kenya one of the most culturally diverse places in the world. Each community contributes in its own way, preserving customs ranging from dances and songs to unique artistic expressions. The Maasai are one of the most well-known groups, and their reputation extends beyond the country's borders. Known for their bright red robes and warrior skills, they incorporate deep cultural elements into their daily practices. One of their most iconic rituals is the one for the passage into adulthood, which includes ceremonial leaps and even the extraction of teeth, representing courage and transition. For them, each ritual is an intrinsic part of the cycle of life. Further north, we find the village of Umoja, an exclusive community of women. Founded by Samburu women who fled situations of abuse and inequality, Umoja is much more than a safe place, it is a symbol of rebirth and solidarity. The women here work collectively, producing intricate handicrafts that serve as one of the community's sources of livelihood. The name Umoja, which means togetherness in Swahili, perfectly captures the spirit of collaboration that guides daily life in the village. Another fascinating example is the Samburu people, whose artistic richness is expressed in the use of colorful beads to create intricate jewelry. For the Samburu, colors have symbolic meanings. Red, for example, symbolizes vitality and courage, while blue and green represent harmony with nature. Women adorn their necks with necklaces that narrate their social status and important events, transforming each item into a personal historical artifact. However, Kenya's cultural diversity is not limited to its tribes. In the coastal areas, we see a strong influence of Swahili culture, which blends African, Arab, Persian and Indian elements. The coastal cities of Mombasa and Malindi reveal this vibrant combination, both in their architecture and traditions. Festivals such as Maulid, which celebrates the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad, attract both locals and tourists seeking cultural immersion. Music and dance also play a crucial role in the lives of Kenyans. Each community has its own distinctive melodies and choreography, used at celebrations, weddings, or moments of spiritual reflection. The Isikudi dance of the Luya community is an energetic and vibrant example that celebrates unity and love during weddings. With powerful drums and synchronized steps, these performances are moments of pure collective emotion. Finally, it is impossible to talk about Kenyan culture without mentioning its cuisine, which carries the identity of the different peoples who inhabit the country. Simple ingredients are transformed into dishes that reflect traditions based on family and sharing. From ugali, the indispensable accompaniment to every meal, to coastal dishes such as polo, the richness of culture is felt in every bite. In Kenya, culture is not just something preserved in museums or events, it is a living, breathing aspect of daily life. This diversity, rooted in history and shaped by interactions between ethnic groups and outside cultures, is what makes Kenya a truly special and memorable place for those who visit. Kenya is a land where natural beauty transcends the obvious, revealing a diversity of landscapes that enchant and surprise at every turn. From deep valleys and vibrant lakes to towering mountains and sun-drenched coastlines, nature here seems to have been given extra care in its composition. Each element of the environment carries with it a story of ecological and cultural balance, making the country an unparalleled destination for nature lovers and explorers. One of the most iconic examples of this beauty is Lake Nakuru, in the heart of the Rift Valley. This alkaline lake is widely known for its pink flamingos, which create a stunning visual spectacle by covering the surface of the water in brilliant hues. In addition to its impressive fauna, Lake Nakuru is a refuge for endangered species, such as the white and black rhino, protected within the national park of the same name. This protected area not only sustains wildlife, but also educates local communities and visitors about the importance of environmental conservation. Another highlight is the vast Lake Victoria, which holds the title of Africa's largest freshwater lake. Its waters, which touch the borders of Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, are a vivid example of how natural resources can shape cultures and ways of life. On the Kenyan shores, small floating villages made of papyrus stand out as an ingenious solution to local challenges. These platforms support entire communities that depend on fishing and harvesting aquatic resources. Despite facing adversities such as pollution and the reduction of biodiversity due to overexploitation, the residents of Lake Victoria demonstrate a remarkable balance between sustainable use of resources and maintaining their traditions. And of course, it would be impossible to talk about Kenya's natural beauty without mentioning Mount Kenya, a majestic peak that stands imposingly as the second highest mountain on the African continent. Surrounded by dense forests and crystal-clear streams, Mount Kenya is not only a tourist attraction but also an important source of water for the country. Its fertile slopes support farming communities that grow world-renowned coffee and tea. For mountaineers, the challenge of climbing its peaks is rewarded with panoramic views that reveal the grandeur of Kenya's territory. The country's coastline is another breathtaking setting. With pristine beaches, such as those of Diani, and the crystal-clear waters of the Indian Ocean, the coastal region offers a tranquil contrast to the arid landscapes of the north. The marine life in the coral reefs is exuberant, inviting divers and marine biologists from all over the world to explore its depths. More than just a place to rest, the Kenyan coast is rich in history, with cultural influences dating back to centuries of trade between Africans, Arabs and Indians. For adventure lovers, the desert north of the country offers a setting that defies the limits of imagination. Lake Turkana, known as the Jade Sea due to the unique hue of its waters, is a fascinating example. Although located in a remote region, the lake is a window into the continent's prehistoric past, with ancient human fossils that continue to intrigue scientists and historians. Kenya, with its complex and multifaceted natural beauty, constantly reminds us of the transformative power of nature and the need to preserve it. Whether admiring flocks of flamingos in Nakuru, hiking the trails of Mount Kenya or exploring the shores of Lake Victoria, each experience is an immersion in the harmony between the environment and the human communities that depend on it. Here, nature is not just a backdrop, but the protagonist of a story that continues to enchant the world. Kenyan cuisine is a vibrant expression of the country's cultural diversity and connection to its landscapes. Each dish carries within it not only the flavors of local ingredients, but also centuries of influences from diverse cultures and ways of life. Cooking in Kenya is not just about sustenance, but a collective celebration that unites families, communities, and traditions. At the heart of Kenyan meals is ugali, a staple that symbolizes simplicity and versatility. Made from cornmeal cooked in water, ugali is a kind of African polenta that accompanies almost every meal. While it may seem simple, ugali is a staple that comes alive when paired with rich side dishes, such as meat stews, vegetables, or even fresh fish in the regions surrounding Lake Victoria. For Kenyans, this food is more than a dish, it represents togetherness and a sense of home, and is commonly shared in groups around the table. Another culinary highlight that defines Kenyan identity is nyama choma, which literally translates to roast meat. This dish, usually made with goat or beef, is much more than a meal, it is a social experience. Nyama choma is slow-cooked over an open fire, seasoned with simple ingredients to bring out the natural flavor of the meat. In restaurants and villages across the country, it is common to find friends and families gathered around the grill, chatting while patiently waiting for the perfectly cooked meat. It is a dish that transcends cultural and social differences, bringing people together in moments of celebration and fellowship. On the Kenyan coast, the influence of Arab, Indian and Persian cultures is striking. Dishes such as pulao and biryani are examples of this cultural fusion. Pulao is rice cooked with spices such as cardamom, cinnamon and cloves, often enriched with meat or fish. Biryani is a more elaborate version, with layers of rice, meat marinated in yogurt and a rich blend of spices. These dishes are not only delicious, but also tell the stories of ancient trade routes that connected the Kenyan coast to the Middle East and the Indian subcontinent. Coastal regions are also known for their abundant use of fresh seafood. Grilled shrimp, crab and fish are prepared simply but given a special touch with the use of coconut milk and local spices. One example is samaki wa nazi, fish cooked in a creamy coconut sauce that reflects the rich Swahili influence in Kenyan cuisine. These tropical flavors, combined with the Indian Ocean breeze, offer a unique dining experience for those visiting the coast. Vegetables and pulses also play a key role in the Kenyan diet, especially among rural communities. Dishes such as sukuma wiki, made with green leaves similar to kale, are common accompaniments to everyday meals. Rich in nutrients and easy to grow, sukuma wiki is a symbol of resilience and culinary creativity, often prepared with onions, tomatoes, and a touch of spices. And let's not forget the sweeter delights. Kenya is one of the world's leading producers of coffee, and the drink is a constant presence at social gatherings. In addition to coffee, chai, spiced tea with milk, is widely consumed, a legacy of Indian influence. Sweetened and fragrant, chai is a comforting drink, served both at informal occasions and at more elaborate ceremonies. Traditional sweets such as mandatsi and mahamri are popular at celebrations and festivities. Mandatsi is a type of fried dumpling, lightly sweetened and scented with cardamom, while mahamri is a lighter, less sweet version, often served with coffee or tea. These delicacies not only satisfy the palate, but also evoke feelings of nostalgia and communion among Kenyans. Kenyan cuisine, at its core, is a combination of simplicity and cultural richness. Each dish, whether an everyday meal or a special feast, tells stories of belonging, cultural exchange and adaptation to the environment. When you try Kenyan food, it's not just about tasting the ingredients, but about understanding the soul of a people who find in cooking a way to preserve their identity and celebrate life. Kenya is a country that captivates not only with its breathtaking landscapes, but also with its cultural richness and the resilience of its people. In every corner, whether on the golden plains of the Masai Mara, the snow-capped peaks of Mount Kenya, or the crystal-clear waters of the Indian Ocean, there are stories waiting to be told. Stories that show how nature, culture and humanity can coexist in harmony, but also how this coexistence requires care, effort and innovation. Perhaps the greatest lesson from observing Kenya is how it balances the extraordinary with the everyday. For Kenyans, living among giraffes that walk in the shadow of skyscrapers or relying on lakes that sustain entire ecosystems is not a tourist experience, it is reality. This intimate connection with the land is what shapes the country and makes it unique. It is a relationship of mutual dependence. The Kenyan people find sustenance in nature, but they also understand the need to preserve it, whether through sustainable farming practices, community initiatives, or large-scale conservation projects. On the other hand, Kenya also teaches us about global challenges. Climate change, economic inequality and conflicts over environmental preservation are not issues unique to the country. They reflect struggles that many nations face, although in Kenya these problems are particularly visible due to the direct relationship of its population with natural resources. Still, the country offers us a powerful example of resilience. In the midst of difficulties, creative solutions emerge that, in many cases, can serve as inspiration for other regions of the world. If you liked this video and haven't subscribed yet, don't waste time and do so now by activating the bell, so you don't miss the fascinating videos we produce every week, videos like this one that you can watch now to get to know one of the most fascinating places on the planet. Don't miss this opportunity and discover the wonders that this many other places have to offer.